Let's go to Jerusalem right now, and joining us, the Prime Minister of Israel, Benjamin Netanyahu. Mr. Netanyahu, good morning to you.
Good morning.
Good morning. Great to be with you.
It's great to have you as well. First question, after a 5-year investigation, the International Criminal Court's looking into whether Israel, in particular Israeli soldiers, committed war crimes in targeting civilians. We've seen the headlines. Tell us what you can about this story.
Well, I think this is an outrageous decision by a politicized kangaroo court that goes against the one democracy in the Middle East, Israel, whose soldiers honorably and scrupulously do everything to avoid civilian casualties as they're fighting the worst terrorists on earth, who do everything in their power to commit civilian casualties. So who do they put on investigation? Israel. They don't put on Syria, where the Assad regime has butchered over 500,000 people, or Iran, that every Monday and Wednesday commits these horrible war crimes. This is pure anti-Semitism. This is a perversion of justice. This is something that happens to us today, but tomorrow it'll happen to you. In fact, your soldiers are they're thinking about investigating your soldiers. So this is an affront to all democracies, and everyone should stand together. And one more thing, if I can say, I'm in Jerusalem, not very far from the old city of Jerusalem, which has been our capital since the time of King David for 3,000 years. They say that if we build a house in Jerusalem, that's a war crime. This is outrageous. Exactly that. Anything that you build beyond the 67 lines, that's a war crime. So this is outrageous. This is particularly outrageous because the ICC, the International Court, was built to prevent the kind of horrors that were committed on the Jewish people by the Nazis. And now they're turning their guns on the one and only state of the Jewish people. Well, we're not going to stand for it. And I'm going to fight this I'm going to fight this in every place. Fight for the truth. Fight against this perversion of justice until this horrific decision is annulled and it will become null and void. We all should stand up against it.
We've been watching from afar what you're doing to combat COVID, and the numbers it's just amazing what you're doing there. 88% of anyone over the age of 50 has already been vaccinated, and then some 75% of those aged at least 50 years old are already eligible for what you call a green pass. How are you getting to this point? What's your advice for the rest of the world? How do we do what you're doing?
Well, first of all, it's actually 90% of Israelis of all ages above 16 years have been jabbed at least once, and many of them twice, and the others are recovering. So we're how can I say this? We're rushing towards herd immunity. How did we do this? Quick decisions, a tremendous distribution system. I would say the mobilization of the citizenry. They understood that their health and their lives are dependent on it. So we're very proud of this. Israel used to be known and is known as a startup nation. From today, it'll be also known as the vaccination nation. We're setting the model for the world. We're very proud of it, and we're sharing our experiences with the U.S. With every other countries. In fact, I've got the prime ministers of Denmark and Austria, the chancellor of Austria. We're coming here today, now, in about 20 minutes. We'll begin a meeting to share Israel's experience so we can benefit other nations, too, as they come out of COVID.
Well, we've got interesting. One of the things, maybe it's a small point, maybe it isn't, but I understand that you give people the option to stand outside a vaccination center. So should they have extra vials and not necessarily have their name be called or the category up, you'll go and give them. Here in New York, inexplicably, they were throwing them out. So I wish we took your lead first on that. Is that a small point or a big point?
It's in Israel. In America, I guess people are waiting for vaccines. In Israel, vaccines are waiting for people. But yeah, we opened up everything, Brian. Anybody can come in and get vaccinated. We started with the elderly, but with the older people. But we're now with everyone, and we're the first country in the world to emerge from Corona. With this green passport, you can go to restaurants, you can go to theaters, you can go to movies, sports events. I mean, this is it. We're coming out. Look, I don't think we're coming out completely. We're going to have to wear masks for some time.
Right.
But we're behind it. And we're also looking into the future, and we're saying, let Israel become now a world center for producing the vaccines of tomorrow. So vaccination nation, that's where we're going.
That's good. Mr. Prime Minister, since Israel is on the leading edge, and I know you're probably reluctant to give advice, but because so many lives depend on it, what would you say about what the United States is doing and how to fix it or improve it, because different states have different metrics and are doing different things?
The most important thing, two most important things, is get vaccinated as fast as you can and wear masks. Do that. You know, it's not a political question. This is what has to be done, and it should be done by everyone. Hey, it's your lives. You know, I think that we can get over COVID. We are getting over COVID, and I'm glad to see that many parts of America are already on that side, and keep going.
How did you distribute the shots? Because down in Florida, they're using grocery stores and other big box stores to help. But here in New York, you have to go to a place, our convention center, the Javits Center.
Start on the app and then...
Yeah, and it takes forever to get through when you try to sign up, apparently online. And they're asking, you know, the elderly population to wait 5 hours at the Javits Center to get their shot. No. And a lot of people, you can't ask someone to do that that's 95 years old.
Well, I was actually looking at doing exactly what was done in Florida, and you know, having a lot of multiple places. But we didn't need to do that because we in Israel have a unique system of 4 HMOs that cover 98% of the population with digital databases, you know, so we're fine. So we just harnessed that and everybody went in. But, you know, if you're not built for it, then by all means, use other elements, you know. Cut the bureaucracy, jab people, save them, and that's it. Move on.
Mr. Prime Minister, you went to school here for a while, so you're very familiar with Saturday Night Live, part of the culture. There is outrage in the American Jewish community in many pockets for this weekend update joke, so-called joke by Michael Che. There were protests outside of the taping this week, too. About vaccinating and how Israel was only vaccinating a portion of the population. Let's listen.
Israel is reporting that they vaccinated half of their population, and I'm going to guess it's the Jewish half.
That's outrageous. That's so outrageous. In fact, I brought vaccines and went especially to the Arab communities, the Arab citizens of Israel, and vaccinated as many as we can. I must have gone to half a dozen Arab communities already, talked with the mayors there, brought the leaders, brought the doctors, they're Arab doctors. This is just outrageous. It's so false. And the interesting thing is, you know, not accidentally, many Arab citizens are voting for me because, not only because I brought vaccines for everyone, but because I brought peace for everyone.
Sure.
I brought 4 historic peace agreements that were helped by President Trump's peace teams. We brought 4 historic peace agreements in a few weeks, and that everybody in Israel said, "How? Wow, you know, who brought this?" And we're with you. So I have now, you know, I'm the father of my oldest boy is called Yair. So when I go to Arab villages, you know, as a term of affection, they say, "Abu Yair, father of Yair. Abu Yair, Abu Yair, we love you." So we're changing history on that too.
That's great.
It's great.
You know, a lot of people in this country are unfamiliar with how you reopened your country after the lockdown that you achieved for a while. You know, in this country, as you know, a lot of school districts are refusing to open to in-person learning. What did you do in Israel that was effective and safe for everybody? Because we just did a story about how out in New Jersey, there's going to be a class action lawsuit because parents want their kids in school. They're falling behind otherwise.
Well, I'll tell you what we're doing. First, we opened kindergartens in low grade, you know, grades 1 to 4, and then 1 to 6 in most areas. We did that, and now we're adding the additional grades. So we're doing this gradually, but I think the most important thing that we're going to do is add another month in the summer to help close the gaps, because you know, the intellectual, it's very important to give our kids both the intellectual and emotional experience of being with other kids, being with teachers. This is, you know, Zoom is good, but it ain't that good. You know, in-class learning turns out to be so valuable and especially important in the younger ages. So that's what we're doing. We're just gradually building it up and compensating in summer.
Mr. Prime Minister, I know that you were close with President Trump. What's your relationship like with President Biden? He's been in office for 44 days.
Well, I've known Joe Biden not for 44 days. I've known him for close to 40 years when I came in as the #2 in Israel's embassy in 1982, and he was a young senator from Delaware. So we've known each other, and we've had a warm relationship over the years. I think Joe Biden is a friend of Israel. I know he is. I know he's committed to Israel. But I also know that sometimes with the best of friends, in the family, as we say, we can have differences of opinion. The most important thing that I think Joe Biden understands is that my commitment to prevent Iran from getting nuclear weapons is absolute. And I hope that we see eye to eye on everything. But one thing I believe he understands and respects is that as the Prime Minister of the one and only Jewish state, we're not going to let a bunch of Ayatollahs wipe us out from the face of the earth or from the map of history. So I will do everything in my power to prevent Iran from getting nuclear weapons. And so far, we've been successful.
Yeah, I hear you loud and clear, and hopefully the administration does, whether they go into the agreement or not. Mr. Prime Minister, thanks so much for your time. Best of luck in the re-election. I know you're working hard already.
Thank you, and good luck, America.
Thank you. God bless you.
We need it.